Greetings. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I'm a YouTuber, baby. So I was sitting here and a couple of things. I heard all this racket outside and movement, and I looked out and I saw this little squirrel running through the fence to the neighbor's side, and I heard this weird like sound, like just, I'm hearing it again, like just like a really intense bird sound. And I looked out as I saw that squirrel running through the fence. I looked up and saw an enormous hawk flying away. Like, what? I live in suburb. It's not exactly suburbia. It's more like, I don't know how to describe it. It's an old, like almost 150-year-old. It's a 150-year-old neighborhood. One of the original ones of my town, I think. I think it is the original neighborhood in my town. So it's really close to the center of town, and I don't know. It's not like McMansions. I wanted to show you this tea that I made. The other day, I thanked Source for giving me an alternative to Harney's chocolate tea, which I'm done with. It's over. So the very next day, I was in a store and I found this product, and it's matcha, reishi mushroom, astragalus, and ginger. And it's a powder like matcha. And it was so almost instant that I received that, and it's really delicious. I thought it was going to be like really gross. I was going to hate it. But it's really good, and you only need like a little over, like maybe 1.5 teaspoons a cup. So yay! Thank you. It's delicious. It's kind of spicy and warming, and it's good adaptogens. So how's everybody doing today? We're getting close. Tomorrow is the 12/12 portal. I have no idea what that means. And then the 21st of this month is going to be this major conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, which is going to be like, they're going to be super close, like I think 3 degrees apart. So it's going to be the major star in the sky. It's going to be bright. And there's lots of hubbub. And that tea's also kind of sweet. I wonder if that's the coconut milk. There's lots of hubbub about that this is the date on the Mayan calendar that they were talking about, rather than in 2012. And that also that there's going to be a major shift in consciousness, like the sun doing something. Yeah. So research it. It's real interesting, and I just know that it's coming, and I'm doing my best to prepare for it. I'm starting to taper off of caffeine. I'm doing my jumping jacks, and yoga, Kundalini yoga specifically, and yin yoga. So I'm keeping my body, flexible and strong. Drinking 2 liters or more of water a day. Meditating every day for 20 minutes, which is why I'm here. Is to just tell you about how much it's affected my life and changed it for the best, and how it's brought me into direct connection with Source, which is what I've always wanted. And it's made me, more calm. And, it's funny, people always used to tell me how calm they thought I was. And inside, it's just like a raging jungle of monkeys and, I don't know, gorillas just screeching and laughing and dancing everywhere. Not laughing. I was always sort of highly strung inside, but on the external, I was like, ooh, Miss Calm. And that wasn't so I've been real anxious my whole life. I grew up in a home that made me feel very, very anxious and afraid. And it's been, my whole entire life has been leading me up to this practice and this moment of finding peace within, inner peace, balance. So probably the last 3 months I've been getting an intuitive hit, like, Sue, make a YouTube channel. I was very resistant to that and not, thinking that I could never do it. And, as the months passed, I started to make little videos and just to see how it felt and what it looked like. And I used to be so hypercritical of myself, of how I looked, of how everything, and how I thought even. I used to criticize everything about me. And when I watched these videos, it was more just gentle, and I didn't, there were certain things that I could see in the back of my mind that were like, but for the most part, I was okay with what I was doing. So anyhow, I started making these videos, and nobody's watching them except for me. But I know you're there. I know you're there. I know that one day you will be there, and so I'm speaking to you in the future. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and listening and bearing witness to my experience with meditation. And hopefully it will inspire you to try it, just to try this very simple, very basic, straightforward practice of creating a space and time every day before the day starts, basically before the action starts, to just sit for 20 minutes and keep your spine straight and breathe and allow the thoughts to flow. And, don't get attached to a thought. If you find yourself attached to a thought, start, find yourself something to listen to also. Find yourself a sound, like a heater or a fan. There's sound apps that you can do. I don't use Ocean because it puts me to sleep, but I used to use it. I don't use a sound app anymore because I have a clock that just suddenly became my app, my sound, and then the heater's on now. So, but just find a sound to focus your mind on, and when you find yourself attached to your thoughts, go back to that sound and let your mind, occupy itself by paying attention to that sound. And once your mind is occupied paying attention to that sound, then your consciousness, the consciousness that you are and that is everything, then you're plugged into that consciousness. We're always in that consciousness. It's always around us. We are it. But our mind likes to keep us focusing on anything but that, and it keeps us running around and trying to find the answer, when the answer is just that when you sit for 20 minutes a day and get in touch with this consciousness, everything just stops. Everything stops. The longing for another, the need for that new designer handbag. It just gets quiet, and you get to feel the magnificent presence of pure consciousness, of source, of the divine. You feel it, and you take it with you throughout the rest of your 23 hours and 40 minutes. So, I appreciate your time. Thanks for listening. Have a beautiful day and night, and know that you are one with the divinity of all. Know that you are beloved of Source. You are adored by Source, that everything's okay. And once you sit down every day and plug in, you will know this. So, cheers on your journey, and thanks again. Peace.